Hi everyone, Donut here, and today we're going to talk about YouTube. I didn't want to make this video, but it's gotten to a point where I'm pretty fucking irritated about some things that YouTube has been doing. Before we get into this video, I just want to say that this isn't about me begging for money. I simply wanted to explain my situation and how unfair YouTube is being towards some smaller channels. A little bit about me before we get into the meat of this video. When I stopped policing last year, I wanted to become a full-time YouTuber and streamer. I knew that it was going to be tough, and I knew that I would have to do some side projects in order to keep food in my family's mouth. I worked really hard to produce content, and finally February of this year, I got an okay amount of money. I made a little over $400. It was my first paycheck where I made over $100 from YouTube, and then until July, my paycheck steadily increased. I was super happy. I was making as much content as I could while working side projects to keep my family afloat. And then when July of this year rolled around, my channel just blew up and I got over 100,000 subscribers. It seemed like overnight. From July 1st to July 31st of this year, I finally made a decent paycheck, and I saw the light at the end of the tunnel that yes, I was going to be able to do YouTube full time. I wouldn't have to focus on my other projects so much. I could finally fulfill my dream. But around that time, the apocalypse happened, PewDiePie, all that shit went down, and advertisers started pulling their ads. So my paychecks got smaller and smaller and smaller. And I know there are still a lot of people out there saying, well, Donut, get a real job. I do have a real job on the side. I just wanted to do YouTube full time because it was a dream of mine. That's the way things go. I was a little irritated about it, but I'm not pissed. I understand that you shouldn't put all your eggs in the YouTube basket. I've been pretty irritated here lately. You guys have seen me bitching on Twitter about, hey, I'm doing everything I can to make these videos advertiser friendly. I don't understand why they're being demonetized. As a matter of fact, my last 5 videos have been demonetized before being published. I've requested a manual review, and 4 out of those 5 were still deemed not advertiser friendly. With the 5th one still under review, I'm sure that one's going to be demonetized as well. And I thought to myself, I'll bitch about it a little bit. It makes me feel better. But today I saw something that really fucking pisses me off. I started bleeping out curse words in my videos, or some videos not even cursing. I started blurring out the actual shootings. I started blurring out some of the assaults, just so YouTube wouldn't automatically demonetize me, but I'm still getting automatically demonetized and I have to request a manual review. And what I saw today that's got me so upset, and it's got me making a whole video on it, there are bigger channels who are doing much worse than I am, who aren't contributing a goddamn thing to the video, who are still making so much money and still have ads on their videos. We're going to talk about one specific video and one particular YouTube channel today. That is the shooting of Daniel Shaver and the YouTube channel, The Young Turks. To be honest, I'm not a fan of the Young Turks. To put it bluntly, I don't like them at all. But I'm not here trying to stir up shit with them, and I'm not here to start beef with them. This is more about YouTube putting ads on videos on larger channels that show much more graphic content than I do. And to be quite honest, they don't add shit to the video. Before we completely get into the video, I know that there were some people on Twitter saying, well, Donut, maybe it's your titles, but my title of the Daniel Shaver shooting breakdown doesn't seem as bad as the Young Turks title of Cop Murders Man Begging for His Life. You play the Young Turks video, and the first thing that pops up is an ad. I don't get ads. You skip to around the 3:30 mark, and it's the exact same body camera footage that I played in my video from the Mesa Police Department. I have been trying my damnedest to keep my content advertiser friendly, so I blur out people being shot now. Even if it's not graphic and there's no blood and gore and whatever, I just blur it out to be safe. The Young Turks showed Daniel Shaver being shot to death. They played the entire clip unedited.
Go towards me! Sir. Don't go!
So there's that, and I curse sometimes, and I've been bleeping my curse words just so my content might be advertiser friendly. What's the first thing out of Jink's mouth after they watch the unedited clip of Daniel Shaver being killed?
Why doesn't the cop walk over and put the cuffs on the guy?
Just put the cuffs on him.
Walk over and
put the fucking cuffs on him. Over there and put the fucking cuffs on him.
Not only do they show the whole shooting, Jink's sitting here screaming fuck, and he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I don't talk about politics because I don't know dick about politics, so I'm not going to open my mouth about it. If I went onto any kind of political debate with anyone on this show, they would probably fuck me up. But when it comes to police tactics, I kind of know what I'm talking about. My point behind Jink not knowing what he's talking about in this video is not only are they showing death and cursing, but they're not contributing anything. I spend hours breaking these fucking videos down, looking up the case laws, looking up how that particular department might function, looking up policies, trying to understand why they did what they did so I can explain it to people who don't know anything about policing. These people sit here and scream about shit they know nothing about, and they get an ad. I'm not going to sit here and completely tear down everything he said because I'm already spending too much fucking time on this video that I'm not making any money on.
Now we all know how it feels to be black in this country. Why does he have an AR-15?
Why do you?
Okay, in a situation like that, okay, they teach the cops to be cowards. They say to the cops, do not be selfish, don't care about the community. If you need to murder the community, it's fine as long as you don't take 1% of 1% chance. I mean, walking over and handcuffing that guy. But overall, the training is, remember, we don't care about the citizens at all. That's not our objective. Our objective is to be perfectly safe for us.
I'm simply asking YouTube, why does this get an ad and I don't get an ad? I agree with what he's saying in this video. I think the commands were jacked up. I think that there needs to be some more training. But just for your information, Jink, they didn't walk over and handcuff him because they thought there might still be somebody in the room with a rifle. They hadn't cleared it yet. It's not just a one-time thing. If you look at all their videos involving police stuff, the majority of them have ads on it. Cop pulls gun on biker, ad. Cop assaults man paying a parking ticket, ad. Cop, buy these or I take your car, ad. Cop who murdered Walter Scott walks free, ad. They showed Walter Scott being shot in the back like 6 times, and they get an ad. I am on here actually helping people. I'm not just sitting here screaming about how terrible police are. It's just very, very frustrating. And it's almost as if YouTube does have an agenda. Anyways, this is Donut. I might be streaming later or something. Everybody have a good day.